Hello and what is up everyone, it is Hachi from the Art of Dota, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Spirit Vessel. I already made two item videos, one for the Meteor Hammer and one for the Kaya, and those two items are actually the most popular items built right now in the competitive scene, as well as in pubs, especially if you see heroes like Tinker or Storm Spirits in pubs are usually going to have the Kaya. And of course it's very popular on heroes like Zeus, Leshrac as well, any like int carry, except for heroes like OD that don't really need the mana reduction because he has infinite mana anyway. But of course this video is going to be on the Spirit Vessel. The thing about this item is, initially I thought it would probably be the most built item because so many times people build urns in competitive games. It's almost given that each team is going to have at least one urn, or I mean you don't want more than one urn, of course. And the thing about Spirit Vessel and Urn is it actually doesn't stack. And by stack it means that they don't both gain charges. So it still only gives the charges to the person closest with either the Urn or Spirit Vessel. They are both considered urns. So you can't get an Urn and a Spirit Vessel and get charges from get 2 times the charges from 1 kill. And the hero that will be building the Spirit Vessel in this game is Mu here. I think he'll pick it up as soon as he respawns here. I was a little bit too early in the replay, but it's fine. We'll look at the item in the shop right now, as we're going to talk about the attributes first. So it gives the same attributes as Urn. It gives the mana regen, 2 to all attributes and 2 armor, but with the additional upgrade it's going to give you 250 health as well as 30 move speed, and this comes from the vitality booster and the windlace. The thing is, it also has a 600 gold recipe, which is not that expensive, but it's not that cheap either. Again, if let's say this item was just built with Urn, vitality booster and windlace and it costed 600 gold less, it would be built much more often on support heroes, because windlace is very common on support. So you're gonna have a casual windlace for the most part, and you could either build that into drums, Tranquil boots, or then Spirit Vessel. The thing is, drums is significantly cheaper compared to the Spirit Vessel because of this recipe. Like, supports would be able to afford the vitality booster, but then this recipe is like just edges it over just a little bit, where supports can't really afford it as just a casual upgrade, right? Because it's nice, but the thing is, if you look at the active, if you read it, it seems like it could be very powerful, right? It does percentage based damage based on a hero's current HP, but if you look at the percentage and you do the numbers and you look at how much it actually does in terms of damage, it's not that much unless it's like a really high HP hero later on in the game. The best thing about the active used offensively is the reduction in HP regeneration and healing by 70%. And I think it was bugged at some point where it affected mana regen, but I believe that has been fixed now, and if it's not fixed yet, it will be fixed soon, because that's kind of ridiculous. But and of course it also does 20 damage per second, but I don't think that's that much of an upgrade over regular Urn. Yeah, regular Urn actually deals more base damage per second, but of course it doesn't have the percentage portion of that. So I wonder how much, if you do the math, Spirit Vessel does in terms of damage over Urn, depending on like the current HP numbers of enemy heroes. Let's say they have like 1000 HP, so at the start of that there'll be like 30 damage extra, and then it slowly gets less and less. So it's not bad, but it's not that much either, right? It doesn't feel significant. And if you look at the defensive or healing side of the Spirit Vessel, when used on allies, it increases health by 1% of current health per second, so that's even less. So you look at 1% and you're like, I mean, that could be a lot, but it's based on current health. So if a hero is low, it's not healing you that much at all, right? Like if you have like a armlet toggler here, like a CK, or Huskar, or the Life Stealer, it's not going to do that much, but what it also will do is increase their HP regeneration and healing by 20%, and of course the effect of the Spirit Vessel also gets amplified by this, so that's why it is 1%, because if it was 3% like the offensive side of it, it would be a little bit too much healing, kind of OP, right? But just for now, it feels like the item is not in a position where you can build on supports, and the utility that you get out of it is not really enough. Of course, it also provides the 30 health regeneration per second, and that's going to be actually the same as Earn, I believe. Yep. So the healing is the same as Earn. The damage is a little bit less in terms of the base damage, but does more percentage damage and does less percentage heal. It also does more reduction than amplification. I feel like the item would be more balanced if it was just even, right? It did, let's say, 50% damage reduction or healing reduction, and then 50% healing amp. And it wouldn't make that item that much stronger or weaker, but it is weird how they decided to do it like this, where it's way better used offensively than defensively. And that's where the item becomes situational, because unless you're playing against heroes that have like a bunch of regen, and in this game it's great because if you look, there's a Slark, there's an Omni Knight, there's even a Gyrocopter who probably has lifesteal. Alright, never mind. But if you did have lifesteal, I believe, does that count as HP regeneration? Alright, it doesn't affect lifesteal, never mind. But it will affect, of course, the healing, and it will affect their base regen, which is from, you know, Slark's passive. That does give him extra HP regen, I believe. Yeah, movement speed and HP regen. So in this game, it's great. Slark's going to heal slower, even when he's in his ultimate. But of course, he can still purge it, I believe. Is this purgeable? Assuming it is. There's no reason why it wouldn't be. But unless you're playing against those type of heroes, Spirit Vessels, and again, not that valuable, because you just look at how much healing or extra damage it actually gives you. You're not getting that much out of it. So unless you're playing against these heavy regen heroes like Io, any healer like Dazzle, Oracle, things like that, you're not getting that much value of the Spirit Vessel. The same thing with healing. Unless you have a hero that already does a ton of healing, you're not getting that much value out of the amplified HP regen and healing amplification. So normally you'd think Io would love this item, but the amp is actually not that much. It's only 20%, and Io would actually just rather have other defensive items like a Glimmer, anything like that, even like things like Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, rather than the Spirit Vessel. I thought this item was going to be OP. You build this on Io, it's going to be great. You're going to heal so much, but that's just not really the case. I think maybe if they made it so the Spirit Vessel, the soul release wasn't cancelable, that might be something, because the way it works now is just like Earn, right? Someone attacks you, it's just gone, and you don't get the healing anymore. But other than that, it really feels like a situational item, and we're gonna see it built here on Mu's Sand King. But I feel like it's only because he's playing against these regen heroes and healing heroes in the Slark and the Omni Knight. If it was any other game, he would probably have a Force Staff or a Yule's, and you see he's going for the BKB. The thing about Mu's Sand King is his core item is actually Earn. He builds it before Blink Dagger. He just likes going for this battle Sand King build. It's kind of the standard Sand King build now. Actually, a lot of players are going for it, and so naturally the Spirit Vessel will be a transition that Sand King can go for if he's going to go for this Earn build. Other heroes, or other core heroes that will also build Earn as one of their main starting early game items, will also be able to go and transition to the Spirit Vessel a lot easier than a support can. And again, supports can still build this item, but remember, you're just not getting that much value unless you're playing against a healing hero. So pick wisely when you buy the item. Don't just go, alright, I have an Earn, I have some money, might as well buy a Spirit Vessel. Like, don't rush the item for no real good reason, because trust me, you'd rather just have another defensive item like a Glimmer, Force, anything like that. If you're not playing against heavy regen or healing heroes, it actually doesn't give you that much. I mean, it seems like you can upgrade Earn and it's real cool, but it's just not worth the value that you're going to spend to upgrade your Earn. You'd rather just have a regular Earn, and you're going to get a lot of use out of that, right? You don't need to build up onto the Spirit Vessel. And the thing about this item in particular is, compared to the other new items, it's the only upgrade. And as that, I think a lot of people are building it just because they're familiar with Earn, right? In pubs, maybe people are not picking up the Meteor Hammer that often, or any of these other items like Aeon Disc or Kaya. But for Spirit Vessel, I definitely know that support players out there are just building this item because they build Earn on their support hero like Crystal Maiden, and then they're like, I got some money, I got a Windlace because I'm super slow, so let me build a Spirit Vessel. And I'll just tell you, it's just not worth it. Like, even if you're a Pudge, right, that's a very common hero that builds an Earn, and you're like, oh, this is great, I can build Spirit Vessel on Pudge, I can do some more damage, seems great. Unless you're playing against heavy regen heroes, just get a different item. Even get a Midas. Spend your money on a Midas, right? Because if you look at it, that's 2,000 gold for this Vitality Booster, Windlace, and Spirit Vessel. And I would say Midas is actually more value than a Spirit Vessel when you're not playing against these heroes that you're going to counter with it. Right? The main reason you're building this item, I would say, is definitely for the 70% healing and regeneration reduction. And this goes with like any scenario. Like, if the enemy has healing, especially later on in the game, this is going to destroy them. Unless they have some type of way to remove it, dispel it, their healing is pretty much null and void, because 70% is a lot. It even reduces the healing from cheese and things like that, which is kind of funny. So, unless it's one of those scenarios, I would say avoid the item. It's just a waste of money, I gotta say. And 70% healing reduction and regeneration is really the main reason you're gonna buy it. And that's pretty much what I have to say for this item. I mean, I thought it would be a lot more popular than it actually is, but it just didn't turn out that way because of how the numbers ended up working out. And the main thing is just because of its stats it's based on current HP rather than max HP. I think the item would, this video would be a whole different story if it was max HP, and initially I read it wrong. I assumed max HP, but then I got right into the text, and I got real close, and I found out that it was current HP, and healing is not so much, because when are you going to use Spirit Vessel on someone? Usually when they're low HP, right? So you're not really going to use Spirit Vessel on someone when they're like 75% HP. Usually they can depend on some other type of regen or lifesteal to top themselves off, because it's really great at topping heroes off, bringing them back to full HP. But in terms of like bringing a hero from very low HP to full, it's going to take you like a lot of charges, because it doesn't give that much percentage healing, and like it pretty much gives like barely any more than a regular Earn when a hero is super low HP, and you're spending 2,000 extra gold, right? That's just not worth it. So I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll be talking about some other items. I think I'm just gonna finish out the items now. I've been having trouble figuring out what video I should make next, so I'm just gonna continue making these item videos. But again, I'm kind of like waiting for them to be played in the pro scene. But again, this is like the first game I've seen in a long time where someone actually has a Spirit Vessel. But I definitely have seen some Aeon Disc, and Nullifier is also quite popular. I would say it's actually the third most popular item, but I'm just going to do the Spirit Vessel now because I actually built it recently, and it just felt kind of bad. And I got it built against me when I was an IO, and it felt really good. So that's why I decided to make this video. I hope you guys learned about the Spirit Vessel, and remember, if you're a support, don't waste your gold. Buy something else. And I'll see you all in the next video. And again, if this video helped you out, helped you save your gold, spend it more efficiently, leave a like down below, and also you can subscribe, because again, I'm uploading videos almost every single day, at least multiple videos per week. Again, I'm kind of busy with coaching and other things now. I'm also making Pugna guides. If you guys are subscribed to Pugna, you can check out my Lich guide. It's just uploaded in Pugna, I believe, yesterday or 2 days ago, so you can check that out. But again, I'm uploading a lot, and I'll try to get more content out there on 7.07, because the patch is still quite new and we're learning a lot even just in the competitive meta. So I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out.